ArtCadets, and welcome to this week's video. So last week I asked you for any suggestions of what we could do this week, and one of you kindly suggested that we should go on a nature walk with Milo the dog. So that's exactly what we did, and as a result of our lovely nature walk I thought it would be really nice to do some butterfly symmetry painting, because we saw lots of butterflies in the fields and it was a really lovely day. So if you're ready, let's go.
So what you'll need to start with is a piece of firm paper or card, a ruler and a pencil, and I began by making some small rectangles with the idea that I would make several different butterflies, or lots of small ones rather than just one big one. The aim being to fill up my scrapbook page with lots of different colour butterflies, and that it would be prettier to do lots of different ones compared to one big one. So I just folded these in half, as you can see, and made little card shapes. And I use yellow card just because that's what I had, but you can use white card or any colour you've got. So I'm just using a round paintbrush to start with, and very loosely, I didn't draw outlines first or anything like that. I used some poster paints, so not expensive paints, just any paint you got will be fine, and I began by painting in just a basic butterfly shape. The important thing obviously with this symmetry painting project is that you only do it on one side of your piece of card, and the other important thing is to use quite a lot of paint, because if you've done this before you will know that we are going to fold the other side over and make a duplicate or a copy of what's on this right hand side, and it's going to go onto the left hand side. So once it's done, it will make the butterfly complete. So the butterflies we saw on our walk were mainly little brown ones and a couple of little white ones, but you can use your imagination and do whichever butterfly shapes or colours that takes your fancy. And I do get a bit more adventurous later on, but for the first one I chose to do brown to start with, and then a bit of orange on the top. Followed by some black spots. So you don't need to be too precise, and the other important thing to remember is not to let your paint dry, because if it dries then it's not going to print on the other side when you fold your card over. I also decided to do a line down the middle where the crease is in this card, so that will be the middle of the butterfly's body once it's all finished. And again, just adding some more layers of paint just to make sure that there's enough to print on the other side when you fold your card over. So here's the fun bit, so folding it over and pushing down the two sides together, and this will make the paint spread as well as print onto the other side. And then you open it up and ta-da! This, I have to say, was the best out of the lot. Normally they get better as you do more, but for me this was the best one. So after this one I just carried on and I did different styles, different colours, and added whatever took my fancy, whatever paints you've got, or whatever you feel like doing. And I just carried on until I thought I'd got enough butterflies to fill my page in my scrapbook. Now, as I went on, as I said, the first one was really good compared to the others, but you can take a lot more time and care over yours and make sure that you're adding enough paint, like I said, because some of these ones, and this one is a good example, didn't print particularly well on the second side, and that's to say you could see some good effects, but the two sides did look quite different. But for the sake of this scrapbook project, it didn't really matter, because I knew what I had in mind for the finished page, and my idea was to, once they were dry, cut them out and then to stick them on, as you'll see in a bit. But I didn't want to stick them on completely, and again you'll see that in a minute. So just for now, you can see they're not printing particularly well on the second side because I'm not using enough paint, but I kind of quite like the effects it gave anyway, and they were all different, which I really liked, and you'll see with the end page that it looks really effective. And also, I mean, they're so quick to do, so if you do one that you don't particularly like, at the end of the day you don't have to put it in your scrapbook, and you can just pick the best ones or do some more. And you can really go to town, so you can make it as detailed or as accurate as you like, or as way out and mad as you like. It's up to you. So once they were dry, like I said, I just went around with a pair of scissors and cut around the entire butterfly. And I think the fact that I use yellow card just makes them even more bright and colourful, so that works well. So I'm just speeding it up now because, as I say, I'm just cutting around them, and you can see, yeah, some of them did work better than others, but the overall effect was really pretty. And even the ones where it didn't print so well on the second half of the butterfly, you did get some really nice details. And the one I'm cutting out now, the green one, was actually meant to be a white butterfly, but it didn't really work, so that was one of the examples I didn't include in my scrapbook. So once they're all dry and cut out, I then stuck them all in my scrapbook, and I'd done a title on the printer, and just added a bit of clip arts and butterflies there, and stuck it onto a piece of green card just for the title of the page. I also printed out, just on regular printer paper, some of the pictures that we took on our nature walks. That included some really nice nature pictures, some flowers, some trees, and also some pictures of Milo and the children as well, and it just made a really bright, colourful page. So when sticking the butterflies on, I did just use a Pritt stick, and that seemed to work fine. All I stuck down was the middle, so the crease where the page was, or the card was folded over, and that gave a really cool sort of 3D effect. So the butterflies weren't actually flat, as you can see there. I'm lifting up the wings just to show you, and just kind of building that collage up so that it ends up being a really effective 3D page full of colour and pictures and memories, and it was such a lovely day. We had a great time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a go with it yourselves at home. You could even put butterflies like these on cards for people, or as thank you notes, or even as a picture in themselves. So that would be a really good idea, I think. And don't forget to comment and put some suggestions in for next week.
that's all for today, ArtCadets. I hope you've enjoyed doing our Butterfly Symmetry prints for our summer scrapbook. If you have, then don't forget to give us a like, comment and subscribe. And if there's any more great ideas that you've got for me for next week, then drop them in the comments box below. I'll see you next week.